Hey, what's going on, guys? Jet XC here, man. And we actually have a very quick video. I've got something from SnowBreak Love here, which is someone that reports on Chinese media news in relation to SnowBreak. So I actually wanted to bring this to you because it was a quick little media article out of China about SnowBreak, right? And he basically summarizes what they said. And these are rough translations, but I'll read the full thing in a second. But they say, I understand the situation of the English voice actors and I can really sympathize with the beliefs of the Snowbreak developers. I think it's very encouraging that they are trying to continue to meet the needs of players. Right, so I'm going to read the loosely, somewhat accurate translation of the article here. So, Snowbreak has been criticized by Western media for sexual expression for sale. Recently, the game SnowBreak, developed in China, has sparked controversy as it's been criticized by Western media for selling sexual expression. According to reports by the Playground, the controversy has even led to a strike by English voice actors. So essentially, if a lot of you don't know, the English VAs, I don't know if it was necessarily a strike, they just quit. So that might be maybe a translation issue, but they just didn't want to continue with Snowbreak. And people don't know exactly why 100%, but it's more than likely the direction, and it's been hinted to be the direction of Snowbreak, right? In a recent interview, the development team shared that they typically avoid sensitive topics and controversies, which we did read that interview that was done in Japan, I think last week. I'll link that in the comments. However, they expressed that games represent the creative freedom of developers, and their team has chosen an art style that does not offend anyone. The concept of appearance, and this is a quote, the concept of appearance is a highly subjective matter. If there are people who find our work attractive, then we can say we've done something right. Our team strives to create unique and memorable visuals, the developers said. They also mentioned that the only important factor in determining their creative direction is feedback from players, and they work hard to meet the players' wishes as much as possible. Wow. Okay. Last quote here. We believe that our sincere and hard work will receive positive feedback from our players. Therefore, we do not intend to comment on external opinions, and we believe that no one has the right to decide what is right and wrong in terms of creative work, they added. So first off, very eloquent response from these Snowbreak developers. I loved what they said about basically listening to the feedback of players. I love that they view this as creative freedom, and if they find fans that like it, then they've done something right, which I completely agree with, and they really have done something right. Especially when back in May they made over $20 million. And again, I've reported on the history of Snowbreak and it going almost EOS to where it is now, and the devs have done an absolutely outstanding job. Now, the English VAs, I don't know if it was necessarily a strike or anything like that. I think they just quit. They saw the direction, and that was that. And I'm going to be very honest. I can understand the want for English VAs, but I think people just, they don't care like they think they would care. And it's interesting to really think about, because the environment of a lot of these games, right? I think the majority of people that play them come from an anime background, right? So what do I mean by that? When growing up, they watched anime, right? And so they may have watched it in English for the most part, but at some point you had to, in order to watch certain things, you had to watch it in Japanese with subs. So a lot of the players on the global side are used to listening to the JP voices and used to reading things in sub. So I think it's not necessarily that big of a deal, because a lot of the players are used to listening to things in a different language for these games. So unfortunately, again, and I mentioned this in my last video, I find it interesting that JP VAs didn't quit, Chinese VAs didn't quit, but English VAs quit. And if they quit because it's uncomfortable, cool. But at the same time, this is like the need and want for English VAs is going to be there. But how is it ever going to get to the level of JP, right? For example, if you're going to quit because of this. Now, again, the direction changed, cool. But every other voice actor is still there, just not English. So you put your line in the sand. Did it affect anything at the end of the day? No, it didn't. Nothing has been affected. And I really do mean nothing was actually affected at all. So it's unfortunate. The criticism that they've been facing by Western media, I'm glad that they're just plain out ignoring it. I think that's the right thing to do, to be honest with you. The direction that they've gone with this game has only excelled their game to even better heights, right? And this game wouldn't be talked about it if they continued to do what they were doing today. As a matter of fact, this game would be announcing, hey, we're announcing EOS. We thank our players for sticking around, but yeah, we don't got the money to keep running this. So at the end of the day, guys, SnowBreak, they're really headstrong on listening to player feedback and giving the players what they want. And I think that's all that matters. And if that bothers you, I can understand, just quit. Because at the end of the day, these are gacha games. There are plenty of other gacha games that can satisfy your fancy for sure. But these are predatory practices from these gacha games. And if you don't like it, I implore you to leave. Not because I'm telling you, oh, just get out of here, but do what's right for you and your wallet, right? So SnowBreak has found a new and bigger audience while also keeping some of the old players as well. That's it. And they're in a much healthier state overall. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm out. Later.